Hey there, YouTube. This is Mr. Budget coming with you in another deck profile, an updated deck profile on a budget, classic budget deck. I know I haven't updated about a month. Things have been life. I'll leave it at that. It's just life has been lifing. Uh, so for the rest of this week, I'll probably be doing a video almost twice a day. Uh, Look forward to double uptakes for the rest of this week. Bare Bones, editor has been busy doing other things. He's currently working on a video right now. Uh, but the thing is, though, once his channel gets more established, the edits will be a lot more better and a lot more cleaner. But for right now, for what you've seen so far, is what our budget can provide. But until things do pick up, which I really do believe they will, I will be giving you double uploads today and for the rest of the week on whatever I can come up with, and hopefully you enjoy. But for today, for this video, we're focusing on the budget deck, Baromagnes, who's going to be getting support very soon, I believe in set 4. Uh, Great rearguard support. Vanguard, very lacking. I don't know if I'm going to be playing the new Baromagnes over this one. The new support does seem like it'll be able to get you to 15 cards and so way quicker. The new Baromagnes seems to be downgrade compared to this one, but we'll see how things turn out. But for right now, this is the old Baromagnes updated with set 3 support, and I'll show you what I came up with so far. So as normal, we have our normal ride line. We have the one Baromagnes, the one Electro Spartan, the one Flaming Pony, and as always, the normal starter, Canning on Burning. That is our normal write-up. Then we have, for our grade 3s, we have 3 copies of Baromagnes. For those who don't know what it does, one of the attacks counterblasts 1. For every 5 cards in soul, you perform one of the effects down below. For 5, you draw a card. For 10, you get plus 10k in a crit. For 15, you and your opponent both put all of your rear guards into the soul, and then Baromagnes gets to call 2 cards out of his soul and give them both plus 10k. You play 3 copies of Phantasm Magician Curtis. This is the staple card that came in with Baromagnes when it first came out. Curtis states when placed, if your Vanguard is Baromagnes, you may soul charge 2 cards, and then you can counterblast 1 and give counterblast 2, and give your front row plus 5k. We normally don't do that counterblast 2 unless we have a surplus of counterblast. It's always that plus 2 that we're really trying to get to. So for new cards, we have 2 copies of Timeless Pierce Dragon. So this came out of set BT11. Is it BT11? Yes, BT11. So with this new card, sorry about the glare, his effect is when this unit is placed on rearguard from Soul, Baromagnes style of play, you may counterblast 1 and discard a card from your hand. This unit gets 10k power, and then your opponent cannot use Sentinels to guard his attack for the rest of the battle. So you bump him up with Baromagnes, who gives him plus 10k. He gives himself plus 10k. That's 33 by itself, 43 on a Persona ride. And then you could possibly allocate triggers to him, especially crits. Your opponent can't guard it with a Sentinel. Next, we're playing 1 copy of Cage of Furious Star. Very simple. Cost is a soul charge 1. Call any card out of your soul, give it plus 5k. 1 copy of Crawl You Insects, just to give a unit power plus 10 for every 5 cards in the soul for a soul charge. And then we're playing for a counterblast and soul charge. And then we're playing Supernatural Extraction. For a counterblast and the discard of a card, you may soul charge 3 cards. And then if your soul has 10 or more cards, choose a card from your hand, and you may put it into your choose a card from your soul, you may put it into your hand. So this is a way to get things that you need, pieces out of your soul, into your hand. So the reason why we're playing one of those is because we also are playing something in the grade 1 slot that allows us to search these out and to use them over and over again depending on which ones we need. Going into the grade 2s, I'm going to clean this up real quick. So those are all of our grade 3s. Going into the grade 2 slots, we play 3 copies of Electro Spartan, the same grade 2 in the ride line. Rear guard ability, counterblast, soul charge 2. Same thing as Curtis. That's what we're using him for. 4 copies of our new unit. Handing Incited. Handing Incite. His ability is, when placed, you may Energy Blast 2. Choose 2 cards from your drop zone and move them to the bottom of the deck. Yes, move them to the bottom of the deck. Up to 2 cards from your drop and move them to the bottom deck, and then soul charge 2 cards. So even if you move just 1, you do soul charge 2. I think even if you don't move any, you also get the soul charge. Then he has the ability, if you persona roll this turn, or you soul charge 3 or more cards this turn, he gets plus 15, so he becomes a 25k beater by himself. Last but not least, we also play 4 copies of Selfish Engraver. This is another staple card for the deck. This is the best countercharger that Baromagnes has. So those are all of our grade 2s. For our grade 1s, very simple. We're playing 4 copies of Girfador Amadine. Amadine, for those who don't know, is a counterblast 1 cost. Whenever you soul charge, you get to attack 1 more soul charge on top of that. For example, for Electro Spartan, if you soul charge 2 under Amadine, you get to soul charge 3. And then also, if you have 10 or more cards in your soul, she gets additional plus 10k constantly during your turn. So she's an 18k booster or attacker. Next, we play 4 copies also from Divine BT02, Advanced Wrestler, Waster, I believe, Advanced Racer. These are one of the new Cycle grade 1s that came out for every clan. Due to having, if you play orders in your deck, this is a good card to have. So his skill is 1 place. You may discard 1 card. Search your deck for up to 1 order card that can be played, and put it into your drop zone. You may play it from your drop zone. When you do play from your drop zone, you put it to the bottom of your deck and shuffle your deck. And you may only use his ability once per turn. And then always be running 4 Sentinels. You can trade out one of these Sentinels for an Almentaria if you have one. If not, remember, this is a budget deck, so we're going with the most budget option. So you're using this grade 1 to find those other 3 grade 3 orders whenever you need to use them. That way you have full access to your orders even though you're playing one-offs. Alright, and as always for our triggers, we are tried and true with the Dark States Over trigger. We're playing 3 crit, doesn't matter which crit, we're using the Crit Elemental. We're going to bump that 3 up to 7 crit, 4 heal, 4 draw. From my experience, what I've noticed with this deck is that your hand is very small, so hitting draw triggers here and there don't really deplete you too much, and you need ways to keep a hand so you can defend. Now, the trigger lineup are all vanillas, but you can trade them out for their effect versions. Again, this is just a budget deck, so we're trying to keep it as budget optional. But you can change these out for your trigger effects, triggers with effects when you have the ability to update that lineup. Sorry for the rambling. But that's all of the triggers. That's all of the current deck. If you guys want to see this deck in action, there will be a video of me playing it against fellow people from our channel that you have seen in the past. But if you enjoyed this video, you found this deck very interesting, and not to mention that this deck is getting an evolved form and an update in set 4. Please look forward to that. We are going to experiment with that deck and see how well it does play out, if it is better than the original Baromagnes. But until then, this has been Mr. Budget. I'm trying to keep this video pretty short. As always, please like, subscribe, share this content with other people who are interested in Vanguard, are interested in getting into the game but don't know where to start. This can be their floor 0, if you will, and help them ride up to their grade 3 potential. As always, this has been Mr. Budget. We'll see you guys here next time. Peace.